Hello everyone, I hope that you are doing well and good. In this video, we are going to talk about the story of Saturn or Shani, the son no one wanted, the judge no one escapes. Shani was born in shadow not because he was impure, but because his birth itself was a consequence of imbalance. His father was Surya, the blazing sun, and his mother Chhaya, the shadow form created when Sanjna could no longer endure Surya's unbearable radiance. While Chhaya lived in the sun's household, she devoted herself to severe austerities in meditation upon Shiva, and during this period of intense tapas, she conceived a child whose nature absorbed both the darkness of shadow and the stillness of ascetic discipline. When Shani was born, his complexion was dark as night, and his presence carried a gravity unfamiliar to the celestial world. From the moment he opened his eyes, the universe felt the weight of time itself, slow, patient, and unavoidable. Surya's radiant and proud struggled to accept a son whose nature seemed so unlike his own brilliance. Some traditions say that when Surya looked upon the child with suspicion and anger, the infant Shani cast his gaze upward, and the power of that gaze immediately weakened the sun's horses and dimmed the chariot's movement. Realizing the child possessed an extraordinary force, Surya's resentment gave way to uneasy recognition. Yet the tension between father and son shaped Shani's destiny. Born under the shadow of rejection, he withdrew from the world and turned towards deep austerity, practicing tapas with relentless patience. Through long meditation, Shani developed a power unlike that of the other gods. He did not create events nor destroy them with sudden force. Instead, he revealed the consequences already woven into the fabric of karma. His gaze became the slow instrument of cosmic justice. Even gods felt uneasy under his influence, for Shani does not strike like lightning or burn like the sun. He works gradually, stripping illusions, delaying rewards, isolating the soul until truth becomes unavoidable. Recognizing his discipline and spiritual strength, Shiva eventually granted Shani a place among the Navgrahas, the nine planetary forces governing destiny and time. Mounted upon the crow and carrying the austerity of impartial judgment, Shani became the cosmic regulator of karma, overseeing labor, endurance, limitation, aging, and slow unfolding of consequences. His influence humbles kings and tests ascetics alike, for no being mortal or divine can escape the passage of time. Many legends illustrate this relentless justice. Even Ravana, the mighty king of Lanka, feared Shani influence and attempted to imprison him in order to control his fate itself. But destiny cannot be changed. When Hanuman later burned Lanka during the search of Sita, Shani was freed from captivity. In gratitude, Shani promised that those devoted to Hanuman would receive protection from the harshest effects of Saturn's trials. Despite his fearsome reputation, Shani is not cruel. When Surya later recognized the greatness of his son and sought reconciliation, Shani did not seek vengeance. Instead, he maintained the distance necessary for justice, demonstrating that forgiveness does not erase consequences. In this way, Saturn became the most impartial of the Grahas, neither seduced by devotion nor provoked by anger. He simply allows time to reveal truth. Thus, Shani stands as the final judge in the cosmic order. The sun gives life, the moon shapes the mind, Mercury awakens intelligence, Venus stirs desires, Mars drives action, Jupiter offers wisdom, but Saturn ensures that every action, intention, and choice ripens in its proper time. Feared by many yet revered by wise, Shani reminds the universe that while power may dazzle and pleasure may distract, only time reveals truth. Shani and the curse of his gaze. Even the Lord of Karma was not free from the consequences of neglect. Though Shani possessed immense discipline and spiritual strength, his life was marked with deep austerity and detachment from worldly bonds. Immersed constantly in meditation upon Shiva, he rarely turned his gaze attention toward family life. According to later tradition, Shani married a devoted woman, often described as the daughter of Chitragupta or the celestial maiden of great virtue. Yet Shani mind remained absorbed in ascetic contemplation rather than marital affection. One day, when his wife approached him seeking his attention, he remained unmoved, his awareness fixed in meditation. Feeling rejected and humiliated, she uttered a curse born from wounded dignity that whoever Shani looked upon directly would suffer misfortune. Shani accepted the curse without anger, recognizing that even a sage must bear the consequences of neglect. From that moment onward, he kept his gaze lowered or averted, allowing his influence to operate slowly rather than violently. Thus, the legend explains why Saturn's power in astrology is said to act through gradual pressure rather than sudden destruction, revealing karma not through impulse attack but through time, endurance, and the quiet unfolding of consequences. Shani and the trial of the king Vikramaditya. One of the most famous demonstrations of Saturn power appears in the legend of Vikramaditya, the legendary king celebrated for wisdom and justice. According to tradition, the nine planets, deities, once gathered in Vikramaditya's court, where the king was asked to rank them according to importance. Vikramaditya placed Saturn last, believing the slow moving planet to be the least influential. Though Shani showed no outward anger, he resolved to teach the king the deeper meaning of time and karma. When the period of Saturn influence arrived, Vikramaditya's fortune collapsed. Through a series of misfortune, he lost his kingdom, was separated from his family, and wandered in poverty and humiliation. In some versions of the story, he was falsely accused of theft and had his hand cut off, forced to live in this destitute, forced to live as a destitute wanderer. Yet throughout these years of suffering, Vikramaditya remained patient and righteous, refusing to abandon dharma even in despair. When the period of Saturn influence finally ended, Shani revealed himself and restored the king's lost fortune. Praising his endurance, the trial demonstrated that Saturn's purpose is not cruelty but purification, stripping away pride and illusion so that true character may emerge. Through this story, Shani teaches that suffering, when endured with integrity, becomes a gateway to wisdom. And with that, we have completed the story of Shani or Saturn. I hope you like it. Thanks a lot for watching.